07777 07777 are the numbers you can call us on to participate on the program this morning. 07777 Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Erickson People. I'm calling from Village.
Go ahead. We can't. Excuse me. Hello. I mean, your background is terrible. We can't hear you, and that is not communication. They have to call us back. I mean, wow, that's really unfair, Erickson. But let's move on to another person.
Good morning, Mataya.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to the colleague. My name is Ali Fatikuma, making family appointment on the car.
Go ahead.
No matter the name comment, more for a presentation. Mataya, the Ghana at the Equa Parliament, I think the men went there to represent up there. I think all of people got to take the courage to see our best. If I will the Parliament in Labrador, I will show the Equa Parliament. Because the Ghana are there, they not go there to represent us. Hey, we say the Ghana is supposed to be elected to go down there and they were appointed. So for that reason, I have problem with the speaker. I just say they want appointed people and the people there, all of them were elected from Africa district, the 73 district, to go there to go represent the elected people. They didn't want to read there. They should vote for 3 parties. I'll go for the Equa Parliament. They want me money. Take 3 parties. They said and now come out with the law. We want to go to Equa.
But Vesely said the people were not voted, but rather they were appointed by the former speaker. So that's procedural error.
Yeah. One man get portrayed me. One someone we encouraging the Liberal Parliament to sue the Equa Parliament. So let it could be clear.
Sue the Equa Parliament to whom?
Equa code.
Oh, Equa code. Okay.
Yeah, Equa code. So you sue the Equa Parliament to Equa code.
It's like you suing the Supreme Court to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, family. Yeah. Let's.
Good morning, Matthias.
Good morning, Mr. Harris.
Good morning to Marco Bayo and David Harris from Benson Street this morning.
Go ahead.
I listened to Verse, and I just want to thank you for your day and your service. But Matthias, at the Equus Parliament, I think the president or those are on committees, you're aware that issue of such are going to arise in the future. So because of this, they decided to have their own law that whenever you swear, whenever you represent your country at the Equus Parliament, and you swear an oath at the Equus Parliament, you will not be replaced or recalled until after your 20 or 4 years. They were aware of such situation. That is why they implement that law. So I don't care what they do, what the Speaker's office do, or anyone on this ground do. Those people will not be recalled, they will not be replaced until their 4 years term. And we're going to thank the Equus Parliament for giving this speaker, our speaker, a bloody nose. Thank you.
Thanks for your contribution on the program this morning. Let's squeeze in the last person on this segment of the program and take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk serious, much more. I mean, this is a very serious matter as well. Let's hear from this person. Good morning.
Good morning, studio.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Francis Doyle, calling from Lower Johnsonville.
Mr. Doyle, go ahead.
All right, thank you for the topic on discussion this morning.
Welcome.
You know, as somebody said, and that is not done properly, it's not done at all. You see, the people who send to represent us, they don't go to represent us, they want to play and make mockery out of us and to envision themselves. Where were they when according to the narrator there, where was he or where was they when they appointed and they know that it was not the proper channel? And they started order that is today now they know that they appointed somebody. So let me start making mockery out of us and let me give this a chance. I said this one on a talk show. I want the people to represent from 1979. What brought 1979 that riot? And what brought 1980 riot? What brought 1990 war? Let everyone be careful.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let's join the VOA for 5 minutes of news, and we come back. We join our guest in the studio.
Sense of what concessions are in the realm of the possible for them and what they would need in return, and then find out what the Russian position is in that regard, and that'll give us a pretty good assessment of how far apart we truly are.
Rubio met with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in Jeddah Monday. The Crown Prince held a separate meeting with President Zelensky in Riyadh earlier in the day. Asian stock markets fell sharply Tuesday in the wake of Wall Street's worst decline of the year. Major indexes in Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, and Hong Kong were all down well over 1% in early afternoon trading. All three major U.S. stock indexes slumped Monday after President Donald Trump declined to predict whether his proposed tariffs would result in an economic recession during an interview with Fox News on Sunday. This is VOA News. The S&P 500 fell 2.7%, its biggest one-day drop this year, while the Nasdaq slid 4% and the Dow Jones dropped 2%. Former President Rodrigo Duterte of the Philippines has been arrested on a warrant issued by the International Criminal Court. Duterte was detained by officials from the global law enforcement agency Interpol in the capital Manila after he returned from a trip to Hong Kong. The ICC has charged Duterte of committing crimes against humanity related to his bloody crackdown on illicit drug trafficking that left thousands of citizens dead during his 6-year presidency that ended in 2022. Syria's Kurdish-led militia has reached an agreement to merge with the country's new interim government. The agreement was announced Monday by the Syrian presidency. The accord says the U.S.-led Syrian Democratic Forces, which controls much of the country's oil-rich northeast, will integrate all civil and military institutions with the government in Damascus by the end of the year. Since interim President Ahmad Shara's Islamist forces overthrew President Bashar al-Assad in December, groups backed by Turkey, one of Shara's main supporters, have clashed with the SDF, the main ally in a U.S. coalition against Islamic State militants in Syria. The agreement was forged amid mass killings of members of al-Assad's minority Alawite sect in western Syria. Shara said the mass killings were a threat to his mission to unite the country and promised to punish those responsible, including his own allies, if necessary. Here's Reuters correspondent Olivia Zolino.
Shara blamed pro-Assad groups backed by foreigners for triggering the bloodshed, but acknowledged that revenge killings had followed. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, a UK-based war monitoring group, said that as of Sunday night, as many as 973 Alawite civilians had been killed in revenge attacks. More than 250 Alawite fighters and more than 230 member forces have also died in the conflict. Shara said 200 members of the security forces had been killed in the unrest. He declined to say the overall death toll, pending an investigation by an independent committee. While he blamed the outbreak of violence in recent days on a former military unit loyal to Assad's brother and an unspecified foreign power, he acknowledged that in response, quote, many parties entered the Syrian coast and many violations occurred.
That was Reuters correspondent Olivia Zolino. VOA's podcast, The Issue, takes you beyond the headlines, diving into the stories shaping our world. That wraps up this update, but the world and news never stop. For additional updates, visit our website, voanews.com. I'm Richard Green, VOA News.